So we should be live. Appears to possibly be working. Yep, camera sound. Good morning from Canada. Hello there. Morning in Canada. Mid-afternoon here. Right. So I need to get everything ready here. I'm just going to work on some basic macrame bracelets today because I'm working on my next kit. So I'm just kind of working on preparing a few things to basically be able to take pictures of. I've already done a few just to show you. Actually, wait a minute, it's a little bit dark, isn't it? Let me just turn that up a bit. I think that's better. So yeah, just some basic macrame bracelets here, and that rainbow one in some different colours and different mixes on that. So let's see how much I get done. Now, also I just want to mention, I hope this is going to work because we might be having some problems with the internet. We might not. I'm not sure yet. We've yet to figure out what's causing it, but because we have a Shield where we watch films and stuff, so at the moment, and we just had a TV box and all that upgraded, and with that a new router, and then when we're watching films at the moment, it keeps coming up with connection issues and then it drops out the film. So we don't know if the problem is with the Shield or the internet, so we get to figure that out. So I'm hoping it's with the Shield, to be honest, and it just needs an update. But I guess we'll find out. So if it goes off, that will probably be why. But I'm going to try and see if I can get back on. So hope for the best, fingers crossed. Scotland. America, America. Humboldt, Kansas. Australia. 11 p.m. It's late already. Right, what am I doing? Right, so what should I start with? I might start with a mix of them two, I was thinking. Now the question is what colours and that to choose. Probably going to use silver beads there, and then the question is combining them with what colour of the larger beads and also the cord. Let me just get them out here. I have a couple of different colours, all materials that will be going in the kit, so that's why I'm obviously using them to make a few pieces with. So that's like the larger beads. Wonder whether maybe the silver small beads and the blue larger beads and then that dark blue cord. New York. Yeah, Niagara Falls, I would love to go there. That's definitely on the bucket list, so to say. The red ones. Yeah, they are quite nice actually. Also with that silverish cord, I do like the cord anyway, it goes with everything, but quite enjoy my videos, thank you. I do apologise if you hear a bunch of screaming and that in the background, that will be children outside. Can't really do much about that, unfortunately. I would love to, but I'm not sure if it's actually a holiday yet or if it's something like next week that they break up. Oh well. Right, so it's going to be that one. I have a little book here as well where I kind of write it all down. That'll be that one, so I'll need one of 40 centimeters. Just get my measuring tape. So I hope you can see everything alright. Let me know if for some reason something's a bit off or Should all be in focus on that, so I'm hoping it all works. And then 2 of 75. Let me see. I'm working with copper. How can I treat the copper so it does not tarnish? Well, is it wire that you're working with? Well, first of all, you can buy a wire that's already, well, I guess you could say pre-treated. So anti-tarnish wire. And also for that matter, findings. That's mainly what I use. But you can also do some things if it's bare copper after you've made something. I haven't personally used those things, but I have heard a lot about it. I needed another one, didn't I? There's some products where you basically code it yourself. Now, I have heard a bit of plus and minus about it, that it's a bit doesn't necessarily last 100% because it kind of wears off still, but some people do like to use it as well, so I guess it's a matter of trying and see if it works. I think something's called like Renaissance wax or something else kind of treatment, but my personal favorite is probably to use, if I don't want my piece to tarnish, then use anti-tarnish wire or findings or whatever it is I'm using. I do personally find that that works really well. Right, let me just get all set up here. You give the best directions, thank you. Yes, the blue's perfect. Blue is always a good default, I find. And now we have sirens. Wonderful. They're my favourite designer and lovely tutorials, thank you. It's really nice. Royal blue and silver look awesome together, yeah, definitely. It's a classic, I guess you could say. It's kind of, you can't go wrong with it. Right. So let me just, I made 4 on the end first of all. So yep, let's get started. Not macrame, have been braiding wire this morning. What is a great way to incorporate the braid into a bracelet? Well, obviously it really depends on what you want and also the braid itself, I guess, but you can weave it into something. Braiding, yeah, braided with wire, so you could always, I have done that. It's the same principle. For instance, I have a wire kumhima bracelet made a long time ago where it's actually combined with wire weave, so the braid is lying in the middle and then I have wire weaves on the other side, but it's actually weaved into place, so it's all connected because of the weave. Or I did one recently where again I kind of combined all the wires and then I braided parts of the wires, some of the wires, while I weaved other wires. If you're kind of looking for a full kind of connected piece. I do have, I think, quite a few wire braiding videos now, designs. Yes, we all have kids. I don't have any kids, but there's kids around. There's kids all over, isn't there? So, wire from electronics. Ah. Yeah, then maybe it's worth trying. I recommend looking at a Google because there's certain things where people do talk about using something. I'm pretty sure it's Renaissance wax and things like that. But obviously see other people's experience, but maybe also just give it a little test first or something before you fully do your favorite pieces or something. So, right, let's start adding beads in. Just need my lighter as well. Ohio. Good focus. Great. Been using clear coat with nail polish. Yeah. Again, I think that will probably wear off pretty quickly as well. But it is, I think, more or less the same principle as the Renaissance wax or something else that it gets coated with. It's just a matter of how it lasts, really. Alright. I'm going to get a few out first of all. Don't know how many I'm going to use. And let me just prepare the end so it'll be a bit easier. Just double check here. Yep, that's fine. Just do the others as well while I'm at it. And I'm a beads are rolling. Undo. Yes, what a talented artist we get to learn from. Thank you. Right. They're already so. Let's just load some of these on. Your voice is always soothing, even if the neighbour's kids and emergency vehicles aren't cooperating today. Believe me, it's every single day. But thank you. Usually, obviously, during the day, the kids more or less are at school, weekdays anyway, when it's not holidays. The problem is we have a school quite close to us, so we get all the noise from the school every single day. And then when they're not in school, the neighbours are running around. And emergency services, well, we live right close to a hospital, so that's also pretty constant. So I'm not gonna lie, I go a little bit crazy sometimes. But that's what you get for moving into a place that's so close to all this stuff. But you don't know until you move in, really, do you? Right, just start with that for now. Love the ball that I'm using. Do I sell it? Not right now, but I will be doing hopefully very soon in a starter kit to begin with. It's mini macrame board. Use it all the time. The large one and the mini one. Both really recommend both of them there. So yes, I will be starting to sell it quite soon. Just need to finish these kits off. That's the plan anyway. I've taken, I hope, all the pictures that I need for the instructions for the kit. That should be done. Now I just need to obviously make the last pieces, but also then write the instructions on that using the pictures. So that's going to take a bit of time, and then obviously put all the kits together as well before I can then put them for sale. But hopefully quite soon. I've been working on it for a little while, so fantastic. But yeah, they're quite nice actually. I do really like this card as well. Sirens and kids are part of life. Yeah, true. I just wish they were a little bit of a smaller part of my life. I've watched so many of these tutorials and that no matter what I'm doing, I say, okay, let's get started with the accent. That's funny. Yeah, I know. I always say that, don't I? I don't really know why I started. I think it's just a natural thing. I think a lot of people say that anyway, but makes sense. Thanks for the ideas for going to weave with gemstones. Sounds nice. Never go wrong with some gemstones, that's for sure. Could you use a bit of wax if you've got natural fiber cord? Do you mean to do the ends like I just did with the lighter, or to kind of make a bit of a needle? I know some people use either some glue and kind of harden the end, and then you can always cut it off at an angle as well to make it a bit pointy. I also know some people use nail polish to do that, to kind of just harden it up. Try Parawire. Yeah, I've not tried that specific brand. Oops. I have heard of it, but I've not tried it, I think. If I have, it's very little anyway. I think it's quite similar to the stuff that I use as well. Fantastic colour. Yeah, it's quite nice. Keep losing tack here. Good morning, good morning. So much to do, like housework. I know, tell me about it. Love my videos, thank you. And the macrame board is still in plastic. Huh. And this is probably pretty quick, to be honest, with the beads. Not entirely sure how many I'm going to make yet. I said I've already got 3, which is kind of one of each. I had a 4th one. Oh yeah. I was like, where did I put that? Oh, because I didn't quite finish it yet, that's why. Sometimes the brain just doesn't really work. Get your bare copper wire from local hardware store. Yeah, it's something I haven't tried, but it is. I know a lot of people do. It's basically just bare wire, isn't it? So there's no reason not to, especially if it's cheaper and that. And you crochet with wire. Yeah, it is something I've been wanting to kind of try and do for a while now. Try and get into, you could say, give it a shot. But I have seen some really nice pieces with it. So I used to crochet, normal crochet, when I was younger, many years ago. Obviously, when you're a kid, you grow up, well, a lot do anyway, kind of do a bit of crochet, do a bit of knitting, and I did all that. I think I did prefer crochet over knitting, and I would be quite curious to try it with wire, so I'll just push this up a bit. It's going a bit fast. Getting that shot. But it's been so long that I've even crocheted normally that I literally have to kind of refresh it, everything. Probably just start from scratch, really. I don't even really remember how to start it. But just a bit of refreshment, I guess. You work with recycled copper wire from oven cords to TV guts. Well, anyway, you can get it from this. There's probably so much of that kind of stuff in things that we don't even realize. It's still young. If that's for me, then well, yeah, youngish, but not as young as I used to be. But I guess that's the same for everyone. It's the weird, you kind of, sometimes you feel younger than you are, sometimes you feel older than you are. I'm 60 and started wire 2 years ago, so to me, you're a young one. Yeah, well, it's never too late to start anything. I completely agree with that. That's regardless. It's just, to be honest, finding the time nowadays. Well, it's prioritizing taking the time out, really, isn't it? That's what you gotta do. I'm sure I will do at some point. We'll get there, like everything else. It's a very beautiful design. Thank you. Love the contrast between the silver and deep blue. Yeah, I know. It's one of, I guess you could say, my default combinations. Blue and silver. And to be honest, also blue and copper. And you think blue is my favorite color, but it's not. But it just works really well. Most, let me just finish that. Most of the ladies I create for have much larger wrists and neck sizes. Is there a tip or trick to help size a project for proper fit when you're not sure of the exact size of the wearer? Well, I do too. Got my wrists have always been really chunky. It's not just for some reason my bones, I can feel they're really chunky, but um, and also personal preference, obviously, with how you like to wear, say, necklaces. But actually, I need to add some more. Is there a tip for? Well, first of all, I like to use extended chains. So basically, the size you make will cover a bit of a range. That's probably fine. Obviously, it does depend on the piece of jewelry. To help size a project. Well, it's a bit hard to say because I guess it really depends on how they want to wear it as well. The best thing really would be to get them to really tell you the measurement they want, I guess. Either by measuring around their own wrist or the length that they like the necklace, for instance. And you could work off of that, but aside from that, it's a little bit hard. But like I said, extended chains or kind of extendable clasps of some sort, I do find help with that. I prefer to wear that myself anyway, even though if I make it for the right size, for some reason I prefer to have an extended chain on. The tutorial is so intriguing and awesome. Thank you. I read a meme where the guy said he still felt the way he did when he was 20 until he hung out with a bunch of 20-year-olds. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good point. If we actually did that, I'd probably be like, yeah, okay, maybe I don't belong there anymore. It's just when you're by yourself, sometimes you kind of feel, I'm still young, I still feel the same that I did at the time, but it's like, you probably don't really. You're just telling yourself that wishful thinking. I'll just do these beads and then I think I'll measure it. Like for instance, like with the sizing thing with this, I finished off using cord ends. I think that's what I'm going to do with that one as well. And then I just added that extended chain, so this would really range between a few sizes. And even macrame closure, to be honest, also can range a bit, because obviously you don't have to pull it completely tight. It can be a little bit more like that, so it's also more or less adjustable. But again, it depends on the piece as well, so. You have them measure a piece they already own and like the fit. Yeah, absolutely. That's a very good point. basically have them tell you what they want. That one's teasing me a little bit. Like the way I finished off the red one. Which one? They're both red. I'm guessing that one. That's the card that's red, that's the beads. Really like the way I interact with you. So many don't. Thank you. Well, I kind of feel that's the point of doing this, otherwise I might as well just only stick with videos. That's kind of why I wanted to do live streaming in the first place, or try it. Because I kind of felt videos are good and all, and comments are good and all, but it's not really the same level you can achieve interaction-wise as, I know we're not obviously face-to-face, but it's still more face-to-face than a video is. And at least it's live interaction. Which I wanted to see what that was like with live streaming. Obviously that's the only kind of way of doing it in this way, but and so far it's going well. I've enjoyed it. It's quite nice kind of interacting with all of you in this way instead of just through the comments or through something else. It's definitely quite different and nice. Right, I said to measure it. So don't make too much. Actually, I probably should finish that now. Yep. Piece is really lovely. It's coming out well. Thank you. Now I'm interested in trying a new technique. That sounds good. That's always a good thing, trying something new. I have quite a few new things I want to try. Not enough time. Isn't that always the case? She really does a great job of bringing this all together. Thank you. That's really nice, because I'm also going to say I'm not the most social person, so it's quite nice to hear. And I always feel quite awkward and shy in that when I'm doing these, so at least something good comes out of it. If I tried to talk while making a piece, I would get so lost here natural. Oh, it happens, believe me. It's fine when I kind of get into a bit of an autopilot rhythm, but probably whoever was in previous streams as well, sometimes I do get a little bit lost of attention wise, and then I mess something up and then have to kind of redo it. So it does happen, believe me. But also because I think doing it for so long and doing it so much, because quite often I actually, well, most of the time when I'm not recording something, when I'm making pieces in between, I will usually do it in the evening if we start watching a film or we start watching something else. I always have to do something with my hands, like make something or create something while we do that. I can't just kind of sit and watch a film. But my attention isn't both, so it's probably a little bit of practice through that naturally. Kind of used to keeping an eye and paying attention to a film or something else while I make something. Right, well that's that one done. I think I'm just going to wait a bit to finish things off, because then I would have to kind of change the camera around a little bit for you to be able to see anything. So and just see what I've missed. Measurement grid on the board would be nice. Other side. You have, I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's inches. So obviously the squares are 1/2 inch. So that's, well, that's technically, I guess, the front. I just like using the blank side. And then I just usually, measure the length as I go. I find this, it's good and handy that's there, but I find it more confusing to work on, but that's just personal preference. I hope you're enjoying it as much as we are. Well, I am so far. I have done in the other ones, but I'm definitely glad that I did push myself to do it. Right, what do I need to do now? So that was that. I think I should make some more of each of them though. This is a question of what combination again. See you soon after Farmers Market. Thanks for joining and enjoy. I'd love to go to like a market soon. I haven't been to one in ages. I have 3 granddaughters and they would love these bracelets. We'll get making. They're pretty fast and easy, these ones, so that's pretty good. That's why I thought as well they'd be pretty good for like a starter kit. Then we get to see how to correct a mistake. Yep, true. There's been plenty of them so far in previous streams as well. Right. Let me see. So, the cards that I'm kind of working with here. If I maybe make another one of them, and it's the same silver beads, and then it's a question, get that out of the way, what card and what beads, well not blue again, that's just, we just used that. It's white. I do also have the rainbow, which I also will include in some kits that I used for that one there. It's just mixing it with, well, black, really good, maybe black and the rainbow and then silver beads. Sometimes the choices, what materials and colours to combine can be a little bit hard. Have a wonderful day, I hope it's not too hot. Unfortunately it still is. It's a little bit not as bad ish, but then it's not. We're still having fans on and windows open, so, and sleeping like crap, so live streaming is like patting your head and rubbing your tummy while talking. That is a tricky one, isn't it? That one. Tummy head thing, yeah. I know I've tried it several times. I'm pretty sure it's like I've managed to do it, but it's really hard to like get into the rhythm. But once you get the rhythm, it's okay, but it's hard to get into. Love my tutorials. Thank you so much for taking the time to share with everyone. Thank you for watching and supporting. Very fast, yep, definitely. How about red with the grey and white? So red card or beads? I love the people in purple. Yeah, I know it's my favourite colour, so I'm always leaning towards that. But at the same time, I feel like maybe the card, purple card, and the it's rolling off here. The purple beads a little bit too similar. I know I used 2 blues there, but the blues are kind of a bit different, a bit lighter and a bit of a darker blue. Obviously, it doesn't have to be just one color of the beads; it could alternate. But the decisions. Love that I list the colors. Being colorblind, it really helps. No problem. I'll be honest, I could not imagine being colorblind. I'm very happy that I'm not. I just can't imagine what it's like. I don't really know like what you see and that. How different is it? Good to see you this morning, Florida. You see. Fabulous teacher, thank you. Rainbow black would be hot. Rainbow with black. And I was thinking that because it's really my aim is to just kind of do some different ones to show different combinations that people can do. Because this isn't going to be a tutorial in itself in the kit, because it's really just a combination of them. So I just kind of want to show some alternatives of what people can use the basic techniques for, and then mix them together to achieve something completely different. Seems to organize my supplies. Yes and no. I feel like I am, but then it's the point where I've been meaning to reorganize my stuff for like a year and a bit now. And you know, you get new stuff and it kind of just keeps piling up. So it becomes a bit disorganized and gradually becomes more and more disorganized. And I've slowly gotten to the point where some things I don't really remember where I are anymore, so I have to search for them. And that's when I know it's like, I really should get something done about it. But I have actually thought about doing some kind of video on my storage of things or organization of things at some point. Either maybe one of the process of me reorganizing it, or once I've done it, then I'd show what I kind of use to store my things. Purple zones are gorgeous too. Yeah, they're quite nice actually. They're actually quite nice beads, but just glass beads are going to be in the starter kit. It's just shades, and I mismatch a lot. It's really hard to imagine. Obviously, you can't really imagine it unless you have it. I guess it's the same as everything else. But they're different, aren't they? Different color. People have color blindness in different ways, I think. Right, I need to make a decision here. I don't know. It also mix with how many beads do I have on this one? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Could alternate purple, clear, and then with purple card. New Orleans. Been following for a few months now. Make it so easy to learn. Thank you. And welcome. Maybe I'll try and do that, and then maybe I do also quite like the idea of the rainbow cord and black beads, and then obviously the silver as well. Yeah. But I think I might do that after, so I'll do purple first, and then do 2 colours of beads. Get the blues back away. Let's see what I've missed here. Homer, Louisiana. I don't really know how to pronounce the Homer part. I haven't heard that before. Every time I try to reorganize, it just messes me up more. Yeah, that's the danger, isn't it? I would like to think that's not what's going to happen. It's more like you organize or reorganize all your stuff, but then it's fine and all, but then you get some new things, or you take something but then put it back maybe not in the right place, and it's like it gets reorganized really quick, well, disorganized again really quickly. So it's almost a bit of a losing battle sometimes. But the plan is to get reorganized at some point. But, you know, there's a lot of plans that never work out. Very good teacher, and she goes slow enough. Thank you. So a yearly cleanup is about what we should expect of ourselves. Well, if even that. I've been meaning to, well, I've been meaning to do like reorganization for when I got the last boxes that I still haven't really started using properly, that was, what was that? May last year, I think. And since then I've been planning to use and to reorganize my stuff and get everything organized a bit better. But that doesn't mean I couldn't have done with it a bit sooner. It's just taking the time out for it, isn't it? What was it? It was 75. And 2 of them. Are there other ways you might combine these techniques for more patterns? Yeah. There's quite a few choices really. I did also think maybe do one. Technically it's the same technique as that one, but where you maybe just use one large and then one of the silver so small and then alternate between them. Again, it would look quite different, but technically it's the same technique. Alright, out of the way, out of the way. Clean up, clean up. And these ones are quite quick. This one here did take a bit longer. It's not ages or anything, but it did take a bit longer to do, so gotta decide what colours I want to do that one in as well. Right. It makes purple and clear beads with purple thread. Right on. Here in the Bahamas. Eesh. Isn't it? Well, Bahamas is hot in general, isn't it? There are certain countries I would love to go to. Sometimes it's just the weather, the temperature, whatever you want to call it, that can put me off a little bit. I would love to one day go to Egypt, for instance, but stories that you hear and where literally you just get off the plane and then you're just drenched in sweat, it's just so off-putting. It's bad enough here sometimes, like at the moment we have a heat wave, but I'm pretty sure it's nothing compared to certain other places, just because we're not used to it. Keeps jumping here. Northern Ireland? That's the case, lucky. Ireland is a place I really would love to go as well. It's been my #1 place that I want to go to for a long time, and it's kind of got overtaken by another place, or more, maybe a bit more like a joint first, possibly a bit of a second. The first is New Zealand. It's like my top of the top, really. But Ireland is a place I've been wanting to go to forever as well. It's really beautiful just to see the nature and that. The thing is, I live in England, so it shouldn't be that hard, but I still haven't managed to. So I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but it's not quite as easy, but it's almost a bit like in Denmark, where I'm from, going to Sweden. It's not really that hard. Maybe not quite as easy as that, but still, it should be easy enough, but we just haven't gotten around to it. Thank you so much for the tutorial and conversation. Have a fabulous day. You're welcome, and thank you, and you too. We have about, I'm going to say half the day left. It's not even half, actually. You mentioned before, I'm sure, but where do you get your macrame cord? Well, it really depends what cord. This specific cord, satin cord, I buy that online, and I get it on eBay, really, because you can literally get satin cord anywhere, but I find it very different where you get it from. One, the quality can be quite different, but the price more than anything, to be honest. Because in most, if you want to call it online jewelry supply shops, you can buy it in, say, lengths of 10 meters or something like that. For, I'm not saying it's expensive, but it's a bit of money. Whereas how I buy it is on eBay, and yes, it comes from China or a country similar to that. So obviously the shipping and that takes longer, so it's different in that way. But the price, because I get it on these reels where it's about, it's doesn't really say on this one. It's a bit different. Sometimes they have 75 meters or yards that has 100, but it's around that, and it's for, in my opinion, not that much more than the short lengths that you would buy in other shops and that. So I think it's worth waiting for. I usually just kind of buy it and know that it takes a while to arrive. So if I need it for something specific, I kind of try and buy it in good time. And there's a few different sellers in that, but it's on those reels. I always make sure to get the reels so there's a lot, so I don't run out in the space of one project or something. And sometimes actually they haven't taken that long to arrive. Could you do purple cord, white beads and purple beads? Yes, that's what I'm planning to. Oh, it keeps jumping here. Your Louisiana viewers are growing. Louisiana. Hello, your videos. I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad to hear that. Love what you've chosen. You're making the same bracelet with different colours. Yeah, I'm just basically doing that same again, yeah. And then just using 2 different colours of beads instead of just the one. Did I do them? Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yep. Right, so this one has, just double count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that means I'll start with the purple. So that means I need 5 of them and 4 of the white. Just going to make it the same length. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 4 of that. My nose is going a bit. Can't wait for the book to come out. I'm excited for it. Thank you. Me too. It's been a long time. I have actually just, you might have kind of caught on if you follow me on Instagram or something, but Friday I actually received the first copy of my book. And I didn't expect it yet. I thought I wasn't going to get anything for a little while. But I received the first copy, but I haven't looked at it yet. It's laying more or less behind me. The box was open, but when I realized what it was, I closed it again because I'm kind of planning on doing something. I kind of record, if it works out, a video of my reaction to seeing it for the first time. So obviously if I open it and look at it, that doesn't really work. Well, it's not really genuine anyway, so it probably wouldn't be the same reaction. Well, it definitely wouldn't be the same reaction, so I'm hoping / planning on doing that video tomorrow, because it's then been lying there since Friday. I'm not gonna lie, it's quite of a tease. Kinda just want to open it and look at it. But I've held on so far, so I might as well try and do that video. Right. You're welcome and come visit anytime. Careful what you say, I might just... There's so many places I would love to go. I would love to be one of them who just travels the world, to be honest. Maybe there's certain parts that I wouldn't want to visit, but a lot of places that I do. It's very hot and humid and it's terrible. Tell me about it. I'm sorry. I don't know if I'll make it outside of the house until November when it cools down. Yeah. And then we have a helicopter. Wow. That's loud. Is this a kit with instructions? Yep, it's going to be. I hope I've taken all the pictures for the instructions that I need. That's what I've kind of been doing during this week, I think a bit last week as well. So the picture should be done. I just need to make the instructions and obviously put the actual kit together. So I'm hoping it's not going to be too much longer, because I do really want to finish that and get it out. Because I would like to add more kits and that in general, so kind of wouldn't mind having a good range of starter kits. I have a Kamima one now, and then obviously I'm making a macrame one. I have also, well, my voice is going, been thinking about doing a wirework one, but I'm just taking one thing at a time for now. That's a good way to get the cord much more economical, yeah, definitely. And because I do use quite a lot of it, it's, yeah, makes a lot more sense. I wonder if they're looking for someone. So glad you're showing two ones. My granddaughters hate when I make them the exact same thing. Want to be individual. How exciting. I missed the book announcement before. Congratulations. Thank you. Yeah, I did an announcement video. A bit over a month ago now. A month ago, maybe. And like I said, I didn't think I would get a copy of it for a while yet, but I did, so I kind of thought I wanted to try and make like a, I guess you could call it a reaction video to seeing it for the first time and kind of share the experience with you. But getting closer. A surprise opening. That's a great idea, although I don't think I would be able to keep myself in check and not take a sneak peek. I'll tell you a story. Obviously, like my partner, we live together, and I told him Friday that it arrived, but then I was still a little bit debated. I knew I wanted to do that video, or try and do it anyway, kind of reacting to opening it. But at the same time, I also like the idea of just kind of sharing the moment privately with him. But obviously, then I wouldn't be able to do the video because it wouldn't really be the same. But then I kind of thought, I'm gonna wait and try and do that video. Why not? So it's been laying in the lounge here for, well, since Friday. And he told me, what is it today? Sunday. Yesterday, because he goes to work most of the time really early in the morning. So he gets up before I even, well, he leaves before I even get up. He told me when he came home from work yesterday that in the morning, because I've already opened the box, but the tape and all that, but I just kind of opened it and realized what it was and closed it back again. He actually said that in the morning, because I was still in bed, he kind of opened it and planned to have a little sneak peek of it, which I thought, how cheeky. But he did, but I'm guessing hoping to get away with it. But then he realized that actually he got inside of it and the book is actually wrapped in some kind of paper thing. So he probably realized that he couldn't really do it and get away with it, so he closed it again. He didn't look. And then he told me about it later. It's like, you cheeky bastard. I'm gonna look at it before I even saw it myself. But thankfully he wasn't able to. I thought you had a line in your house. Yeah, I know. The helicopter's been quite more recent as well. It's been quite more regular recently. It's still around. I sometimes you wonder if they're searching for someone, but it's normally when we've lived here, we've not really had helicopters flying around much. But the past, I don't know, month or so, it's been a lot more regular, and I don't really know why. Unless they are searching for someone. But maybe that would be nice to know then. The helicopter sounds like something out of a sci-fi film. Yeah, no. That helicopter sounded like it had indigestion. indigestion. Wow. I know it did sound a bit. I don't know if it's because it was really close, but it did sound a little bit odd. Maybe you need to check it. And I think it's coming back again. Hi from England. Hello. Your hubby does that too. Awesome story. I wonder if he had been able to look at it, if he would have told me then. I think he would have. He can't usually keep stuff like that in. Not for very long anyway. Did they add life flights to the local hospital? I don't know, but I guess it could have something to do with that, but I'm pretty sure my impression was that this hospital isn't one that has helicopter and that kind of thing. It's not like a big, whoops, that's wrong, a big one or anything. It's kind of, well, I don't really know. I don't think loads of hospitals have them, do they, over here anyway? I haven't thought about that. It could be, but I just didn't expect this hospital to have that, so. I'm sorry I may have missed it, but could you give the sizes of the beads for this bracelet you're making? No? Please, please, please. Absolutely. Yeah. And hello again, helicopter. The large ones, in this case, the purple and the clear ones, are 8mm, and the small silver ones, they're 4mm. I find them to be pretty good all-round basic ones sizes. That's why it's also the ones I've chosen to go in the kit. What got you interested in macrame and kumihimo, etc.? Oh, that's a good question. Well, I've always been creative in different ways growing up. Kind of having to use my hands in creative ways. Well, it's been all sorts growing up. But with jewelry here, actually, I think in November it's going to be my 5-year anniversary on YouTube, and I started obviously privately a little bit before that. I think in the summer of that same year, so probably been about five and a bit years now. I don't really remember how it kind of came about. I think it had a lot to do with, because I came to UK here to, well, England to go to uni, and then I graduated from uni, and then didn't have a job, and kind of just stayed at home, you know, because you don't have a job to go to, and so you spend also some time online and that, and I'm pretty sure I kind of discovered YouTube at some point, and I discovered other people doing some videos and tutorials of things, and it caught my interest, and I decided to try a couple of things out just with some cheat code and that, and it kind of piqued my interest, and I just more or less just kept doing it and kept experimenting and playing around and learning, and then started doing my own videos and tutorials. I think fairly quickly, but because I didn't really have anything else to do, and then like I said, I didn't have a job. I was searching and that, so I thought I might as well do something, and then it's turned into this so far. So yeah. From Long Island. Congrats on your book, thank you. So glad I can catch a live snippet before heading off to work. Well, have fun at work. Always hated macrame until you see my owl. Oh, thank you. Every time you make one, someone takes it. That's cheeky. Right, I think that's that one. Just check here, same length. Yep, that's the purple one. It's actually okay mixed there. Actually, I might do... No, I was going to do the rainbow one. Yeah, that's right. Wow. So it means I still need these beads. Hello from Australia. I would love to go to Australia as well. The heat is a little bit concerning because I think it's pretty like hot and that kind of weather for a lot of the time. But honestly, I'm mostly concerned about a few other things, like a lot of the creatures you have and stuff. Here is bad enough sometimes. The thought of what you have there, it's a bit, well, I want to say scary. It's what I think I would struggle to deal with. But I would love to go though. What millimeter is the satin cord? And now the beads glass. The satin cord is a 1mm. That's really the only satin cord I tend to use now, I think. I did start in the beginning, I used 2mm once or twice and 1.5, but I pretty much just use 1mm now. And the beads are, the large ones, they're 8mm, and the little silver ones are 4mm. Oh, he's so proud of you. He couldn't wait. So cute. Yeah, no, I didn't get upset or anything, so I wouldn't even have it if he actually had seen it, I think. I would have thought it was a bit cheeky, but I know he's just happy for me. I guess proud. It's not a word I'm not familiar with. Not about myself anyway. Anyway, what was I doing? Rainbow. And black. Beads. Yep. Let's do this. I'm going pretty fast so far, so that's, once I've done that, there's going to be 3 of that kind. That's probably going to be sufficient for that one, I would think, because then I can do some of the others as well in different colours. As I watch you work, I'm realising that maybe some of the issues I'm having with both cord and wire is the fact that I might be trying to pull too hard when tightening the knot. Depends what problem you have, because I'll be honest, I'm quite a... I don't really know what words to use, I'll describe it, but I tend to do my macrame quite tight as well, and I'm also, when I do wire work and wire weaves, I also prefer to do it quite tight. Just what comes naturally, really. So, but maybe I do also try and not do it too tight, I guess, because that can cause problems, but really depends what problems it is you're having. First, let's go over to my channel when done. Come here. Nice. And I still need my measuring tape. Dang. That brain sometimes. 75. Hello from Italy. Hello everyone, this is Kat. When would your book be in stores? Honestly, I have no idea. I don't even know what stores it might or might not go into. All I know of is Amazon, obviously, because it's on there. So, and also I know it's going to be on the publisher's own website when they put it up. My publisher's going to let me know. Editor's going to let me know when it's there. That's probably mainly for American only, I would think. It's an American publisher, so that's all I really know. I don't know about any stores or anything. I'm kind of just like everyone else. I would have to find out. I'm not gonna lie. There's a little part of me that has thought of like going to like a bookstore just to see, you know, ones that would have hoppy books like that. Otherwise, they probably definitely wouldn't have it anyway. But kind of, what if they got it in some stores and just go in and be like, "That's my book." Hello, everyone. That's my book. Like, I have a book in a store. That's so weird. But I don't know if it's gonna even be in any stores, to be honest. So other than just online. I don't know what it's like elsewhere, but bookstores over here is definitely not what probably it used to be. We still have them, but it's more, I think we have like 1 or 2 big chains still of bookstores. I'm sure they will have hobby books as well, or craft books rather. I just don't know how many and what range and that. But it's definitely not as much as what it used to be regarding bookstores. I don't really feel like there's that many more little local ones or something. Like I feel like they used to be, but I don't know what it's like elsewhere. It does seem to be the way it goes though, isn't it? It's going more and more because everything is just more online anyway. Also actual books like Kindle things and stuff. Which, as far as I know as well, it will be coming on digitally as well, on Kindle and whatever other platforms there are. I don't even know. I don't know when though, but I'm pretty sure it should be coming to that as well. But I'm not gonna lie, it would be kind of nice to go into a store and actually physically see it in a store. Definitely would be something a bit different. It's nice with the whole Amazon, that was kind of weird when I saw that. It's like, oh my, it's actually real. But still a store would be quite different to that as well. I still have to wait and see. Australia isn't that scary. Middle of winter at the moment we're freezing. Yeah, that's what's so weird as well. It's opposite to everywhere else. I've always wondered actually in winter, which obviously is now for you, how does it get? Because I always imagined that you still had your winter was still pretty much summer. Like, do you actually get pretty cold and snow and some ice and stuff? I always imagined that it was just mild summer, your winter. But I'm probably wrong. But I'm sure it's not as scary. It's just when you hear things and see things, it's kind of, and you probably imagine it a lot worse than it actually is. But love to have you here in Australia. But no worries with the creatures. Oh, we wouldn't be here, lol. Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess we'd hear a lot more if more stuff happened. We'd hear about it more. And I know things can happen anywhere, so you can get bit by something here and it can kill you. So it's not even so much that though. It's just, okay, I might as well say it. There's a certain kind of thing that I have a fear of, and if I can help it, I avoid them. Well, obviously you can't control that, but they get big enough here. But as big as I know they can get in other places like Australia, it's kind of, do I willingly want to go there, knowing that I'm going towards that? That's, to be honest, that's the main thing that puts me off. I'm not really, don't get me wrong, I don't think snakes and I don't even know all sorts of other stuff. I don't think they're cute or really like them or anything, but I don't really have many problems with them, except obviously if they'd want to kill you. But it's one certain thing that I really struggle with the thought of, because this small one here, it's just, I'm out. Actually, oops. So it's mainly really the one thing that bugs me the most, that puts me off the most. Are the 4mm balls silver plated or stainless steel? I don't remember right now actually. These specific ones. Because they're from a place that I go to when I'm back home. I think they're silver plated. That's wrong. What's the name of your book? It's Kumuhimo, Wirework Made Easy. Okay. Use the scissors. Holes seem to be a little bit more blocked. Seems like the coating is kind of covering the holes a bit. Might have to use like a reamer type thing or something, which I don't really have handy right now, which is just wonderful. Seems like they're all the same. Bloody hell. Typical. Plan to order online, thank you. And it jumps again. You could do like some authors do and sign copies you stumble across in stores. It's like you buy the surprise. Well, this is promising. I was looking forward to doing the rainbow one as well. Just, oh, actually, that reminds me. Just a second. Can't remember to drink. Let's see if I can get a pair of my pliers. Sorry if anything shakes a little bit. Try my best to avoid it. There we go. It might not make a difference. Sometimes I feel you can get a better grip. Nope. I'm just trying to do that a bit more. Make a bit more of a needle. Maybe the cord is a bit too soft to go through. But I had thought about, because I'm going to get some copies of the book, and obviously depending what happens, then maybe get some more and possibly sell them myself as well or something. But I could always then, because obviously I physically have them, I could actually sign them and sell them signed, which is obviously something that wouldn't be available anywhere else. Adamant I want to do the rainbow with black beads. But it just seems like these beads are a little bit, because they have a coating, whereas the other ones, I don't really know why they're different, just because they're black, because they're all from the same place. But I can tell these do have a coating, whereas the other ones, they're just, I guess, dyed. It's not an actual coating. So this might take a little while actually now, getting these beads on. I don't just give up. I definitely feel like with the rainbow, the black would work best. Apparently we have to go to Hay on Y for bookstores. They closed down the only bookstores we had here in Homer, LA. But isn't it really with everything though, to be honest now? Stores in general, physical stores are going more and more, because literally everything is just moving online. Which is good and bad at the same time. Obviously, I think most of us tend to shop online anyway, so there's obviously a reason for it, but it is a shame because we're losing like stores to go to, or like a shopping day out physically, or it's just sitting at home really and doing it online. which is nice when you want that for easiness, and quite often it's cheaper as well. But it's definitely a shame that we're losing so many stores and streets are getting more like ghost streets and ghost towns and that instead of shopping areas. Same there with bookstores, yeah. Have you thought about putting out a DVD with the same patterns as your book? No, not really. Hadn't really thought of that. I've been so focused on just doing the book, really. I don't really know if someone might be able to do a thing, it would have to be through the publisher. They would be doing it, because otherwise, obviously, it's my design still in my copyright. But if it's not through them, maybe the publisher would have a little bit to say about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I have thought about kind of the video and DVD thing in general. Other people have mentioned it as well. Because obviously videos is what I do the most, even though I have started doing more written and picture tutorials as well, which I also want to do the more of. Wow. Also actually want to start making some to sell and sell my Etsy shop on that. And there went a bead. Not just basically my video tutorials, but branch out a bit more and mix things up. So it's not just relying on one thing as well, because that's never a good option. Okay, these beads are really annoying me now. I don't know why they're so different. I've got 5 on, I just need another 4. Let's see what I missed. So excited for you either way. Thank you. I learn better with visual. Yeah, a lot of people are like that, I think. I think most people do, to be honest. Obviously, sometimes it's just more if you have something, if you want to call it on print or something else, that can sometimes be just a bit more convenient. But maybe it also just depends on the situation. 1, 2, 6. I haven't tried it with wire yet, but when I get Christina's book, I plan on trying the wire. Thank you. Oh, I think I've got some catching up to do here. Good morning from Boston. Some states get snow. In the South Australia, so no snow, about 9 degrees Celsius in the winter. I guess it maybe sounds quite similar then, because in the winter, obviously, we don't we have snow all the time or anything. It's just more a bit on and off. But most of the time, probably, I would probably say close to those temperatures as well. A bit lower, maybe, in general. Actually sounds pretty similar then. Wire sometimes has a mind of its own. Oh, yeah. Definitely. So does cord, in my opinion. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Another true, I think. Just adding beads to this one and taking as long as making it, if not longer. Yeah, I just gotta look into these beads because they're a little bit. The card can go through easily enough because it's the same holes and the same beads as the others. It's just the coating on them. It's a little bit annoying. Really should have pierced the holes first, but I don't have a sharp thing right here. To be honest, I could probably use a like piece of wire, but it doesn't really matter now, does it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the last one anyway. Anyway, about 9 degrees Celsius and below. Just started with wire. Really like it. It can be tricky, but I like a challenge. Yeah, definitely if you're just starting out, and it's just practice. To this day, no matter how experienced, sometimes they can still be tricky. Right, just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah. Finally. I'll remember that they're a little bit different than the others. Put that away again. Right, so one first. Just do what we do and scream for help. I do most of the time anyway. Whoops. That'd be better if you can see something. There we go. I always do when I see one here, which for some reason most of the time it's always me that see them. My partner doesn't like them either, but basically he has to deal with them. The little certain creature things. There's always, when I go, sweetie, he knows. And he knows to come with the back. I've done a few CSLY vids. Sometimes mine look nowhere near as hers, but they still look good. Thank you for watching and trying. But it's like with anything, a bit of practice would always help. Never go wrong with that, that's for sure. And I'm sure a lot of the time our things look better than we think they do. We're kind of not giving ourselves enough credit, but I might have to do rainbow and clear. Yeah, that could have probably been an option as well. I was adamant about the black though. I just would love a signed copy. I might try and do that and see how it goes. Because I got the first copy now. It's just like an advanced copy, a single one I sent, but I'm due to get some more as part of the contract and that. But then after that, I can buy more for, well, basically a wholesale price, because obviously I'm the author, where then I can buy them for wholesale price and then sell them on myself. So let's see what I can figure out with that. Glad I got to the live chat. I have already placed my pre-order for the book. Thank you. And glad you're here too. Maybe sign the pre-orders, then I would get one. Well, I can't do for things that are on Amazon because, well, all that will probably not even leave America, the American Amazon anyway. So that will be a little difficult. And even UK's, I don't have access to all that. I still don't know the full ins and out of how it all works, but obviously it's been put on Amazon, but then I think it's a lot to do with an Amazon orders a certain amount of books, obviously everything they have on there, and it all depends as well how things sell or how many pre-orders there are will then help determine how many more they will then order after that. So it's a whole bunch that goes into it, but all that I have nothing to do with, and I don't even think the publisher has that much to do with it because it's down to Amazon obviously what they kind of ordering to put on the site. Gotta go back to work. Well, thanks for joining. Sometimes bees can be mean. Yeah. Thought this only happened to you. Oh no. It happens fairly regular, I think. I think a lot of the time the problem is a bit with myself, because I've decided what materials that I want to use and I'm adamant that's what I want to use, combine those things, and then it turns out when I sit to do it, it gets a little bit, actually it's not the best fit, or the holes don't quite fit what I wanted to use them for, and I was like, I'm adamant I'm going to make it fit. Sorry. So sometimes it's just kind of the stubbornness that maybe causes the problem, but oh well. Sometimes I have to give up, but sometimes I manage. I follow another person and she always says that don't expect yours to look exactly like hers, and don't be afraid to put your own twist on it, because she considers it art and none is the same. Absolutely. 100% agree with that. That's what I've always thought is, that's always been like my aim with tutorials as well. It's not really the purpose to people to make exactly what it is I've made. It's kind of more just to give a starting point, and then people can play around with the technique, or just using different materials sometimes will make it look quite different, or that's always my aim as well, really. Plus, I think sometimes we're too harsh on ourselves. Well, I know we are, really. I know I am, but I think we all are. Glad to see you triumphing over the black bees. I know, I feel a bit accomplished. Like, ha, I won. The stubbornness coming in. I'm so patient. I would have given up on the black beads and replaced them with a different colour by now, even though the black really does work well with the rainbow cord. Yeah, I know. I think I just sometimes I'm too stubborn with certain things. I'm like, nope, this is what I want. I'm gonna do it. It's good. It's gonna work. I'm gonna make it work. But sometimes I should probably just give up instead of wasting time. But oh well. Maybe it's just because I'm old and new to wire, but it always seems to do what it wants, and I just follow it. Well, that's the way of doing it as well. Looks like you need a bead reamer for those stubborn beads. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking, but it's like they're all out of reach right now, and I can't just easily get up from here. I'm kind of wedged in position as long as I'm doing this. Same as I record as well. When I record, it's a whole setup I have to set up, and then when I'm done, I have to remove it all again. But I didn't expect them to be a problem because I thought they were the same as the other beads. And I tried the other ones, I just hadn't tried the black ones. So that can be very tricky, which makes it look so easy. Oh, it can be, yeah. Everything can be. It's also different from day to day, I think. See, I quite like it with the black, so I'm glad I did that. Makes the cord stand out more, the whole rainbow thing. Whereas some of the others are a bit more, sorry, where the beads are a bit more in focus and the cord is kind of just, I guess you could say, framing it. Whereas here I feel like the cord is more in focus. Obviously it's also very bright, but hello, I'm late, but I'm glad to catch you live. Well, welcome. Been going for an hour and a half, it's alright. Got 2 done, and this took a bit longer because of the damn beads. They're not completely done, we just need to kind of finish them off with clasps and stuff, but that's going to be fairly quick and easy to do at some point. Probably won't do that today just because I have to kind of change how it all is with the camera and the focus and stuff. But let's get some bracelets made here. That's going to be good because I'm going to be one step closer to finishing the kit. how would you feel about some sort of fun contest with viewers related to your tutorials for a signed copy of the book? I'm not gonna lie, I have thought about it. Something like that. I've never done like a, I'm gonna say a giveaway, it's not a giveaway slash competition thing before. I just need to change that again, don't I? You can actually see. But it has crossed my mind regarding the book as well. Obviously, it's something like I could use for kind of something like that, whether it's giveaway competition, some kind of competition I probably would prefer, because I think prefer to kind of get people a bit involved and something going and a bit more. Because I know a lot of people obviously have done like giveaways here and there, but I think competition is a bit more interactive in a way. It's just figuring out what though. Such a great teacher, thank you. Wow, this is taking too long. Dang. The ones I stopped to keep up. I love the time she spends with us. She gives awesome advice. Thank you. Well, I'm enjoying it, so I'm glad that I started doing live streams and that. So it's definitely been nice to kind of communicate more directly. Almost done with this one. One more bead after them. I quite like how this graduates actually, because the two cards I'm using are different, but they've ended up being a little bit going from kind of blue-green and then yellow and then pink. That wasn't planned, but that's how it's ended up. And then just the final knots on this end. Let's see what I missed. I'll arm wrestle you for a signed copy. I might try and see if I can come up with something. I'm open to suggestions as well if anyone has any ideas. Definitely think it could be a fun idea. Is that basic knot? This one, yes, it's literally just a square knot. Probably the most basic there is, to be honest. I'll probably say also probably one of them. Well, no, half hitch is used a lot, but half hitch and slash double half hitch and square knot like this, definitely the most basic ones. And there's so much you can do if you just know those one or two knots. One, two, three, four. Yep, done with that. So that's that one done. Then get them black beads out of here. Right. Now I'm thinking I would like some more of these, but I also wanted to do, maybe I should get on with more of these, because they do take a little bit longer. It's just deciding, they've got no beads obviously, so that's just deciding what colours of card. Now I'm probably going to use black definitely, because I like the whole, well no, it doesn't have to be black I guess, but I do like the kind of alternation. This is obviously rainbow, but it's actually black in between. I like the kind of effect that it gives, and I can imagine that maybe with say black and blue, and kind of that herringbone look, or black and well, it doesn't have to be black, I guess. Could also be something like that. Oh, there's that one as well. Something like that. Have to choose again. Sorry I didn't hear how long was the card. For these ones, the holding card I just made 40 centimeters. That's the middle one that holds the beads. The working cards were 75 each. 75 centimeters, pretty sure, each. or you could just use one long, which will be 1.5 meters. Interesting how this is coming out with the yellow and green being dominant. Yeah. I want to stay for a live video and I always want to go back to sleep. Oh, well, yeah, I know how you feel, but I don't want to disrupt your sleep though. The video will be up once it's done processing all that. It will be up after, but obviously it won't be live. So I'm going to put this out there. Am I the only one who finds that their hands tend to get a bit sweaty while working? It makes it difficult to handle supplies sometimes. No, you're not the only one. I think it depends for me a lot with the weather and temperature in the first place, but no, I naturally have oily skin and stuff anyway all over, so I naturally get kind of greasy. But sometimes I find mostly with wire, I would say it gets sometimes a little bit more slippery. That can be a bit annoying. Blame it on the hot, humid Louisiana weather. I know. Blame it on the weather. Blame it on the weather, man. Also do white. I don't know. I'm open to suggestions. Purple, yeah. What we do? White and purple, silver and purple. Maybe thinking silver and purple. Just looking at the screen as well. Well, I can look at it in real life, so I don't really know why I am, but just to make sure it's a frame, I guess. Maybe I'm hoping I got enough for that here. Alright, let me see. So I will need, that's for that one, 1 meter of each, well, 3 times 1 meter of each of the colours. If I just cut the silver one first, and make sure I have enough right here, otherwise I'll have to change colour. I have more elsewhere, but I can't really reach it right now. Should have really thought of that, but anyway. 1. Yeah, I think I do have enough. Just 2 and 3. Yeah, that's gonna work out fine. I'll use the purple for the holding card as well. I probably would have done anyway. Yeah, there's still a little bit left. Like the red and silver. Yeah, that's actually one of my favorite kind of this. Whoops, red card. It's more burgundy really, but the finish on it I really like, and I always think it goes really well with that. That's always quite a default combination I go to a lot as well. I'm gonna do the purple now. I think I can always do the silver and red as well. At some point. I'm not done with the measuring tape, am I? Do the purple. I also need that holding cord for that. And it was 1 meter. 1. Ooh, silver and purple. Yeah. The silver and purple are pretty together. Sounds like most of you agree. Silver and purple, yes. Can't really go wrong, can you? Both lovely choices, but purple and silver, yeah. I think we've decided. I always have to Google how many millimeters or centimeters is in an inch. Ugh. I guess it is a US thing. Regarding an inch, it's from making the book really, because obviously I had to work in, where are you going, in American measurements. I couldn't tell you, say, that measurement and then tell you what it is in the other one. I couldn't quite do that, but I did get a gist of a few things. Like, for instance, an inch I know is pretty much 2.5 centimeters. Let me check it there. It's not exact, but it's really close enough. But if it's like 17 inches, I couldn't tell you exactly that that's 43 point something, or close to 43. So yeah, wire gauges I have learnt pretty well. I can do that quite easily, kind of convert it for the US measurement gauges and then what we use here. That's pretty easy now after all these years. But as for length measurements, then yeah, most of the time I'll have to look that up as well. I still do when I say do my videos and I put both measurements. I have an app on my phone that I use that converts, you can literally convert anything in it, that I use pretty much every time, so. Right. So that's wrong, that's crooked. There we go. So they need to alternate. Get rid of that scissor and that lighter. It's in the way. I'm going to start with purple. And just make sure that you can see. In the middle. Let's see what it is. The red one's more majestic to me. Yeah. Even though purple is supposed to be a regal colour, isn't it? This maybe is a little bit of a bright purple, but the silver is just good with everything. Yeah, it's literally satin cord wise. This, obviously there's not much left now, but this is definitely one of my favourite colours of the satin cord because it literally goes with everything. And it goes with everything, and it's also nice on its own. So it's probably my most used one. Let me just double check here. I think I just did one. Not, yeah, because I'm just attaching them. Yep. Right, keep track of what I'm doing. Easy to do that one up in school or football colours, yeah? Good point, definitely. Country as well, I guess. Country colours, flag colours. Which will kind of be like football, really, wouldn't it? Making during school colours. Yeah, it's not really a thing over here, though. Not that I'm aware of, but then I didn't go to school in England. Well, I went to university, but not. Just below that, that was in Denmark. We don't have that kind of thing. downloaded the app that I told you about a couple of weeks ago, and it works great. Called Convert Units for free. Yep, I think that was the last string. I absolutely highly recommend it if anyone needs something easy to convert. It's literally anything it converts, and it is free. You can pay. You just literally get rid of the ads, which I have considered doing. Still haven't done, but I'm thinking about it because I use it a lot. But it converts everything, and it's so handy. And that's what I use whenever I do my videos, where I then have to convert it to pass that information on. It's so much easier than having to look it up on Google, or whether it's on the phone or laptop or something. Didn't catch it. Where are you from originally? Me, I'm from Denmark. A good old Dane. A Great Dane. Born and grew up, and I moved to England actually in August 10 years ago to go to university, and I'm still here. So yeah, it's been a while. The lag with a live stream makes for some funny conversations sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I also think of it, I'm reading something, it's like, what is that relating to again? And I just hope I'm replying for the right thing or in the right way. Because it is, I think, when we've worked it out before, we looked at it, I think, what did we figure out? Something about 20 seconds at least, until I've done something, and then until you see it, or I have it next to me as well. Which is not much, but then it's quite a bit considering what can happen in 20 seconds, or what can be said or something in 20 seconds. What did you study at university? Were you in a creative area as you are now? No. I studied international politics. For some reason I thought that's what I wanted to do. Even though I knew the creative thing has always been the biggest part of my life, no matter what it was. I grew up with that and all. For some reason I thought I should study international politics. So I did, and I've never used it. And now I try and stay away from politics as much as I can because it winds me up. So to say it was a waste of an education, you could. But then I have gotten things out of it, I guess you could say. I met my partner not at uni, but while I went to uni, because I was over here. Obviously he's British, so he's English. I wouldn't have met him if I hadn't come here. To go to uni. So it is what it is. Can you show the icon for the converter app again? Yep. Absolutely. That's a text. Where is it? It's in this one. It's that one there. Convert units it's called, and then that's what the app looks like. And like I said, it is free, but you can choose to pay if you want to get rid of the ads, so there's nothing really to lose. Right, so we need to start weaving these together. We go over, under, over, and under. So far, the stream seems to have lasted though. I was a bit worried if it was going to crash with the whole. We're not quite sure if we have internet problems or if it's with the shield that we have. But I'm thinking it's a shield then. It needs an update, so they need to get in gear and get the update done, because it keeps crashing whenever we use it. It's annoying. But it seems to be that, at least. It would be even more annoying, to be honest, if it was the internet, because we just had our TV upgraded, box thing whole switched out, and then a new router, so it'd be annoying if you'd have to deal with, actually it's not working properly. But it seems that it might not be that, so that's kind of a relief. Those colours, I think, I literally died and went to heaven. Let's have some more fun with the video. Is Christina left hand or right hand dominant? And go. I'll wait for the answer. I personally think it's obvious, but I can tell you, it's a hint that I'm opposite my partner. Not that that's really much of a hint, but yeah, I'm constantly having internal tension between wanting to stay informed and wanting to avoid the crazy politics right now. Yeah, that's kind of the point where I got to quite a long time ago. I think this is actually quite a few years ago, regarding news. I decided to stop watching news just because I didn't really get anything positive out of it, and kind of what I feel the news has turned into. It's not really what I feel news is kind of supposed to be. And a lot of so-called news, it's like, how does that even make it over something else? But anyway, also because there's so much negative, and I kind of felt like for my own sake I had to get as much negativity out as I could out of my life, because it wasn't really helping me mentally. So I decided that years ago, but it's a bit hard because obviously you have people around you that they see things or read things or whatever, so, and they want to share it. But I don't seek out news, that's for sure. I don't purposely choose to watch it. Like, and yeah, the politics is also just, I was going to say what that's turned into, but I'm not really sure it was ever that much different than what it is now, except for, you know, certain few people maybe. But sometimes you learn what you do not want to do, so it isn't a waste. Yeah, I know it's wrong to say it's a waste, but easy way to describe it. I know you learn a load of other stuff as well, but to say the least, the time at uni wasn't the best experience anyway, so it's kind of a time I would like to forget if I could. Other than obviously I met him while I went to uni. That's kind of the only good thing that's come out of it, I feel. The app, you try to take a picture but you couldn't figure out how to add to the chat. Yeah, I don't know either. I wouldn't know. I use the one that is called units. Oh, there we go. I think we have some guesses. Right hand, right-handed. Yes, I am right-handed. Most definitely. I will say, since starting to do macrame, and kumihimo as well, I would say mainly macrame though, I have found that I definitely, while I'm doing macrame, I can pretty much use them pretty equal. But that's, I think, purely because when you do macrame, there's quite often, I work on one side, I use the hands in a certain way, the other side, I do it opposite, and you kind of just get used to that. But anything else is definitely right-handed. I'm not one of them that can put makeup on with my left hand, let me say it that way. Even though it could be a little bit more convenient sometimes. Have you been to Canada? You would love it in October. It is cold then and the colours are beautiful. No, I haven't, but Canada is a place I would love to go to. It's a place that is up there that I'd want to visit because what I have seen and stuff definitely seems like a nice place. And quite different things than what I'm used to from obviously here where I live, but also where I'm from. I'm definitely a lot more when I look at places. For me, it's a lot of the nature that counts towards where I'd want to go and where I'd want to visit more than anything else, really. That's also why I want to visit Ireland, New Zealand. I'm not gonna lie, New Zealand is also another very big reason, which is really the main reason. All the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit stuff is on my list that I want to go there and visit all that. Yeah. And obviously then while I'm there enjoy all the nature because it does look very beautiful. Hence why they obviously used it. News is all about ratings now. No, about keeping people informed. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's been the problem that has turned into that. Because it's just what bugs me is that whether it's actual news on TV or newspapers, the things that they bring up and is considered news, a news story, and I'm like, how is that even considered news? Like, why do I care about that story? Why should I care about that story? And then whatever there is mostly just negative stuff as well. And it's just, I just kind of chose to check out on that side. I'm supposed to be working in the garden now, you know, but now I want to go to the craft store for cord. Oh, sorry. Lucky though, I get a garden to work in. I would love that, especially with the weather over here at the moment. Be able to sit and work out in the garden, make some jewellery in the garden while just enjoying being out there. That would be lovely. I quite like the combination, I think. Yeah, that was a good choice. Macrame will be good for crossover brain exercises, yeah? Kind of training the ambidextrous skills as well, if you want that. Like I said, I feel like when I'm doing macrame, I feel pretty equal in what I can do. It doesn't by default translate over to everything else, but oh well. Energy goes where attention flows, so keep it upbeat and fun. That's my motto. It's a good one. Nice and positive. Mine, I've had for years. It's out of a film. The film is a good film. It's not so much because of the film. It's just I really love this saying from it, and I've just always had that in my head ever since. Yesterday's history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a present. No, I had to screw it up. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That is why it is called present. Mm-hmm. anyone knows what film that's from. Do you have a tutorial for the slide card finish? I'm not sure if that's the correct description. I do. I have a tutorial where it shows 2 or possibly 3 different ways of finishing off macrame bracelets. So I already have that, but I am actually currently working on an updated one just because it is really old. It's the same basic principles, but just kind of thought I would update it. It's not quite ready yet, but I'm working on it. But I do have the old one that should still be useful. And it should be linked in most of my macrame tutorials when it's relevant anyway, in the description box below the video. Or you could search your channel, how to finish off macrame bracelets, something like that. I don't know if it's my phone app, but in full screen landscape, the comments block your face in the corner. Would love to see if we could have the comments on one side of your face, and my face on the other. I've never actually, have I? Watched this, yeah, I think I have watched a live stream on YouTube on my phone. I don't remember what that was like. Oh yeah, it's the bottom left corner, isn't it? Oh yeah. I could always try and move my face to the other side then, if that would help. Maybe not right now. I don't want to mess anything up, but I could always try and do that for next time. That would probably work better, yeah, then. I didn't even think of that. Let's see about if I can remember that. Have you done this pattern up in wire? No, I have not. This one I'm doing now, but it's actually something I thought of myself recently. I thought, I actually want to do that in wire because I don't see why it wouldn't work. So I'm probably going to be doing it quite soon. Because I thought myself, was like, I think that could be quite a nice effect in wire as well. Because it's just a basic square knot, really. So I don't really see a reason why it shouldn't work. I love that saying. Yeah, I know, me too. I almost once had it tattooed on me. Well, I probably wouldn't have because it's quite a long saying, but I was in the process, and this is saying like because I'm not really into tattoos. Well, I'm not into tattoos at all. I don't have any. But once I thought about it while I was at uni, funnily enough, that saying, but translated into Elvish from Lord of the Rings, obviously, which I've done myself because you can like find translators with it and stuff. And I not painted it, I drew/wrote it out myself, and it looked really beautiful. And I wanted that tattooed on me, but I ended up not doing it, which I'm happy about today because, like I said, I'm not really into tattoos, but I still love the saying. Do I have a video for the one I'm doing now? It looks complicated in the beginning. Yes, I do. Where have you gone? There we go. I think I called it Square Knot Weave Macrame Bracelet. Something like that. Quite a long time ago, I think, so quite old. But that's the one, it's not this specific one, but originally I made it with the rainbow cord, which is why I thought I wanted to do one for the kit, because I quite like the way it looks. Wait, getting mixed up here. But then I thought also combine like this would give quite a nice look to it. And I quite like how it looks. It's the first time I've done this specific one with just like basic colours instead of the rainbow cord. Also thinking of blue would be nice, kind of two different, like a light blue and dark blue would be quite nice, I think. But I only have a dark blue right by me. But this takes a bit longer, as you can probably tell, so not too sure how much more I'm going to get done anyway. During this anyway. This bracelet would look great in silver and copper wire. Good idea. Yeah, I thought the same. One, I actually thought doing this was, say, bare copper, and then I think it'd be quite interesting to oxidize that, because the texture that you're going to get with the wire, and then oxidizing that to kind of make that stand out a lot. But then I also thought using basically like these two, silver and copper, and then getting that mixed. Obviously it won't be 100% the same effect because wire doesn't get as tight as cord does, but I thought it would probably be quite a nice effect after all. So I'm definitely going to give it a try. Awesome saying and so relevant to remember in these times. Yeah. It's quite a long time ago that I saw it. It's, like I said, from a film. It's from actually Kung Fu Panda, which you maybe wouldn't expect, but it's a okay film, but it's not like a favourite film or anything, but I just really like that saying. It's always stuck with me ever since I watched that the first time. I always just try and remember it. I've thought about, since obviously I decided to not do like a tattoo with it, maybe at some point try and do some artwork with it, and then obviously to have it up to be a bit of like a reminder to see it instead of having to remind yourself to kind of think about it, but actually have it as a physical reminder, but not a tattoo. Oops, jumping again. Next time would be great. I tried to say for next time, but I couldn't fit it in 200 characters. I was one who rejoiced when Twitter increased their limit. Yeah, I've never really been into Twitter. I've only just recently set one up for my, well, for my channel, for my business, what you want to call it. I've never really fully tried it properly, so I thought I'll give it a try and see how it is. It's also because there's so much out there, it's hard to know what to be on and not to be on. And but I can definitely tell when I'm typing something on Twitter and you can see that circle kind of count up and you feel you're getting close. You're like, oh no, I don't have much space left to write. You could always have it done in henna first to see if you really like it on you. Yep, that's definitely a good idea. I wouldn't do it now. I'm glad now that I didn't do it then or do anything else tattoo wise, because I'm glad now that I don't have any tattoos, but definitely that would have probably been a good idea if I had been more serious about it to actually try that first. You could do the saying in pretty elvish calligraphy on parchment and frame it on your wall. Yeah, stuff is something I kind of thought of, obviously when then deciding not to do the tattoo and all. I would want it in some way. It's been a long time now and still haven't done it. Just getting around to it. Also thinking just kind of making it some kind of painting on a canvas and make it kind of artsy in some way. Obviously to not take away from it though, but all in good time. Here we can't have that much. Well, we could have things if we don't have anything up on the walls, but we could do, I guess. It's because it's rented where we live, and we never really knew how long we were going to stay here, and we didn't really want to bother too much to then have to worry about it later. So we've always just kind of waited with all that stuff, even though there are things we did want to have up on the walls, some pictures and that, but we just ended up waiting till we maybe got a different place. But at the same time, if you do that with everything, then you're never fully settled, are you? But oh well. Going to work now. Oh, and jumps again. Thank you and have a great day. Thank you, and you too. And have fun at work. Getting the cards a little mixed up here, I think. It's that one first. Yeah. Messing around with me here. And on this side, it's that one. And then that one. There we go. Tarnish and untarnished copper might be fun. Yeah, I know. Speaking of that, I have thought a while back, I got an idea to kind of do a piece where you use a mix of bare copper wire and then non-tarnish wire, and then obviously then oxidize it. So obviously the non-tarnish wire wouldn't oxidize, but the bare wire would, and to see what effect that would give, I thought it would be quite interesting to do that. Or even use the non-tarnish in silver and then the bare in copper. Especially maybe mix with some weaving of some sort in the piece. Thought that could be quite interesting. The amount of ideas we have to have time to try out. Not rushing or anything, lol, but I'll be waiting for the tutorial for the wire version. I was planning on looking at it quite soon, so. Couldn't you use memory wire? It might be thinner, but you would still get the wire closer together. Personally, I wouldn't, just because memory wire is really hard, isn't it? Really tough. And I'm just thinking with the kind of how you do need to bend would need to bend the wire. Mainly with the knots, really. Not too sure how well memory wire would work with that. I've not tried it, so can't really say for sure. So yeah, as you can see, this takes a little longer with all the weaving in between and no beads. I actually wonder maybe what it'd be like with beads then as well. I've not thought about that before. Maybe small ones in the middle between each knot. It would obviously space out the weaving here a bit. Wonder what that would be like. Might have to try that as well. Maybe even with wire as well. A lot of ideas coming up. A cobalt blue with the silver would be attractive. Yep, absolutely. Dang, you got company. Your oldest granddaughter, she's 20. Beautiful. Be safe all, and thanks again. Well, thank you for joining. And enjoy your time with your granddaughter. It's always more important than anything anyway. Missed the whole thing, will you be saving this live? Yep, absolutely. It just needs to, when I'm done, process and all that jazz. But hopefully it'll be tonight. That all depends on YouTube, really. Has been most of the times, but there has been once or twice where it seems to have glitched a bit, where it took all the way to the next day. I think it just seems like something was wrong on YouTube's end, but fingers crossed that's not going to be the case. I think actually just keeps kind of sliding down. Fasten it a little bit better. There we go. And then probably do the same on the bottom. Do you do embroidery and ribbon work as well? Nope. It's not something I've really tried. There was once something I saw. Well, embroidery I have tried in the past. Not in great success, not tried loads when I was younger. I think it's something my mum started when she was young. She had a big thing. I guess it was kind of like a kit that came with thread as well. Kind of like a paint by numbers, I guess, but embroidery. That I continued then because she did it when she was younger and she never completed it. I continued. I never completed it. Other than that, no, not that. Ribbon. I haven't. There was something once I saw that made me kind of want to, but then I never really tried it. I forgot what it's called now. It's that where you like use some ribbon and can do different things with it, create like 3D flowers and other 3D shapes out of it. I thought that was really interesting, but I never really got around to trying it. And then I haven't really prioritized it since. There's too much stuff out there to try, but not enough time to try it all. Is it possible to make a bracelet board if you can't purchase one right away? Yeah, I'd say so. Obviously, it all depends what kind of board you're talking about, what you'll need it for, because there's different ones out there. And I know there's some tutorials as well on YouTube for people that have made their own, which would then be good for, I think, things like macrame or wrap bracelets as well. So I would definitely say you can do that. Just need to remember some water. Keep forgetting that. What string is that? Embroidery, and it jumped again. This is satin cord that I'm using. It's a nylon cord that has a satiny finish. This one reminds me of the friendship bracelets and bookmarks I used to make back in the day. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. I used to do macrame as well in school. I think all of us did, didn't we? You had this phase where everyone did a bit of macrame, like some keychains and a certain kind of cord as well that was quite rough, and I remember that. I enjoyed it back then, I just never did more with it back then. I didn't really think to turn it into things like jewellery and other that. That's only later in life I started doing that. Or you could do a wire and tarnish it and gently buff it so it has the shiny accents. Oh yeah, definitely that's what I would do. That's what I was thinking with the the texture there. So the oxidization would get right in between all the nooks and crannies, and then kind of buff it so it would make it stand out more. I might have to see about trying to do it quite time it with I'm working towards getting several pieces ready that I'm gonna oxidize, because I'm trying to get them ready to kind of do it in a batch instead of doing 1 or 2 pieces at a time. It makes a bit more sense, I think. So maybe try and time it to include it in that batch. Which I would like to get done soon. Because some of those bracelets I've been working on to oxidize, I've been in the works for a while. The first board was made from a kid's foam floor block. I think I know what that is. That you cut a slot in every inch. Yeah, if it's what I think it is, it would be very similar to what this is actually anyway, because it's kind of a foamy thing. These boards are kind of foamy material. The measurement has to be between a certain limit. Use an inch because that's what it looked like from the ones I'd seen. I think it tends to be an inch, but to be fair, if you'd normally work in centimeters or something instead of inches, you could always just do that instead. It doesn't have to be inches, I guess. Especially if you make it yourself, customize it to what would make sense, what you really use more. I know what you mean about wanting to try so many things. I know. It's literally endless. I want to try and do slash get into wire crochet. I want to try that. I want to do chainmail. I would love to do more beading than I do. What else is there? I know there's other stuff as well. But unfortunately, I do think sometimes we have to pick and choose whether we'd like it or not. just want to see actually how much I've done. It's not a whole lot yet. This length, it's only going to be not quite half yet, but maybe. Viking knit, yeah, that's something else by the way as well. I've been wanting to try for a long time. Wanting to get the lazy daisy tool. Keep meaning to kind of look into it. See about getting it because I really would like to have that. Also just to be able to use it for sometimes to make a chain or something instead. I'll experiment a little bit with it. That's been on my list as well. Slowly getting there. Like I said, this does take a bit longer. Well, that's fine. Still thinking what colours I should do as well. Doing a white with another colour would be nice as well, but maybe the burgundy and the white is a little bit, it's nice, but maybe it's a bit too flag-like. Like English flag, Danish flag. It's not obviously red, it's burgundy, but still. Black and white I guess would also work. It'd be kind of way neutral and would go with everything else. So, but at the same time I like colour. Monochrome is the word I was looking for. Love all your macrame designs, thank you. I love making them. Definitely couldn't give up macrame. Well, I wouldn't really give up anything, but wow, actually been 2.5 hours. And the stream has lasted. You could vary by doing more threads of one colour than the other. Yeah, I did also think you don't have to stick to 2 colours really. You could always do, because they have 6 to begin with, so you could always obviously you could maybe set them up. If you have 3 colours you could do 2, 2 and 2, or mix them in a different way, or even have a different colour for each of the lengths to get it really colourful. Or if you have 3 colours. So if I did want to use, oh actually maybe that would be quite nice. If you combine these 3, so the white, the burgundy and the silver, and then you say, for instance, I don't know, silver, burgundy, white, silver, burgundy, white. That could also maybe be an option. Maybe I should do that for one of them as well to show a different result, but with the same technique. Do you have any preference as to how to keep a piece with the white card clean? Mine tend to get dirty-ish looking quite quickly due to the nature of my work. Yes, that is a bit of a problem, obviously, especially if your work kind of causes it. Not really, to be honest, other than maybe try and wash it. Obviously depends on the materials that you use, whether they can really take being washed or how. Maybe, well, you don't have to put it in like the washing machine, you could always just kind of rinse it a bit by hand or something like that. I think most cards will be able to take some kind of rinsing, because obviously if you wear them they get worn and stuff, so obviously I'm not sure regarding what cleaning products or soaps would, how they would affect them, but could always do a little tester on a piece of separate card first and see how it reacts. Maybe even dirty up a white length of card, just a scrap length, and then try and clean it in some different ways and see if anything works. That's maybe what I would try and do before actually doing it on your pieces. What is your tedium threshold? I'm not entirely sure what you mean with tedium, but knitting, for example, drives me crazy, though I know that many people love it and find it relaxing. Like I said earlier, I used to knit a little bit when I was younger. I learnt it, but it didn't last that long. It's weird because I get what you're saying, because it's very monotonous and repetitive, but at the same time so is kumihimo, and that I find quite relaxing and therapeutic. So in a way you would think it would be the same, but at the same time I don't necessarily think knitting does quite the same for me, so I think it's very much personal which, I guess you could say, medium or which technique kind of does it for you. Whereas kumihimo definitely does it for me. Knitting, I'm guessing there was a reason why I tried it but never really fully stuck with it. It was probably quite similar, even though I know a lot of people. My mum knits, and I think she mainly crochets as well, but she does knit a bit. I think she really enjoys it, and a lot of people again use it just for relaxing and therapeutic reasons and that, which is the same that a lot of people use kumihimo for, and for that matter, same with macrame, same with wire work, because sometimes again there's a lot of repetitive motions and you can go a bit on autopilot. Maybe we're about halfway now to the final length that I need. I could really just use the other bracelet to compare with. 3.5. Yeah, maybe just slightly over halfway. So obviously the clasp, whatever that's going to be, is going to add a bit of length as well, so this is a great information for him. Yeah, actually, there's a lot of good tips and advice. Thanks for providing the space. Well, thank you for joining and showing up. That's what makes it all worth it and all happen, so we can all learn a lot from each other, that's for sure. And just kind of enjoying communicating with like-minded people and stuff. That's definitely the part that really, I say, matters to me about it, so. But yeah, like I said, it's just been over 2.5. I'll probably see about winding it down. It's been long enough. I don't even know, just past 5 o'clock now. and then give it some time to process. And then get some time to stand up again after sitting down for a while. Stretch my legs. So yeah, there's a bit to continue with this one. Yeah, just a bit over halfway. So that's alright. And then got to figure out some of the colours as well. So I think I'll see about saying that's it for now. And getting on with, in this case, the evening for us. Early evening now. But thank you so much for everyone that showed up. And joined and participated. I really do enjoy speaking to all of you in a different way. It's definitely, compared to just comments and that, it's really nice. So I don't know what I'm going to do in the next one, whether I'm going to do, well no, I shouldn't do more of this because I should have done by then. So I don't know yet. I don't know when it's going to be either, but will be at some point in the near future. And then, like I said, hopefully tomorrow I'll get that video done of the reaction of my book, so I can then also actually look at it properly. Hopefully it works out, but work is so beautiful. Thank you. But thank you so much for everyone that showed up and joined. Hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a lovely rest of the day, whether it's evening, day, morning, wherever you are. But thank you so much, and tomorrow I'll have a tutorial up like I usually do, so look out for that. It's going to be Why I Come Himo, so slightly related to my book. Plug. Anyway, loved hanging out with you. Thank you so much, and you too. Everyone have a good night or evening or day, whatever. So I'll see you next time, or I'll see you in videos or whatever as well. Thank you for joining me, and goodbye.